I spent about a year and a half after finishing swimming basically only lifting. So I think I went from being like 175 to 180 during swim to pushing about 215 to 220 at my peak. I obviously had a higher body fat percentage, but it was still, between 12 to 15%. But I was very, very strong. But I also felt like aerobically, I wasn't the same. I wasn't really where I wanted to be. And then obviously signing up for a half Ironman kind of changes things. So I totally shifted my focus from, heavy lifting and really transitioned into a lot of cycling and an increase in running and really not much lifting at all. I almost cut out lifting completely in 24. And I noticed a huge difference. I'm significantly smaller. I weigh like 190, 195, so it's like 20-ish pounds that I've lost. And yeah, it's very different, but I'm trying to be a bit more consistent with lifting and kind of tying that into my normal training and keeping that strength up. I don't really like how weak I've gotten, so I need to get back on it, which is really tough. Starting at basically zero, can't even touch weight that I used to touch, so mentally it's a bit hard to get back and start rolling, but committing to it this year, and it's gonna be fun. Rolling out my calves. Did some running on the treadmill and some Peloton the last couple of days since we were here at the hotel, and then spent 10 hours on my feet while we were filming, so my legs are pretty tight, and I wasn't wearing the best shoes for the shoot, so gotta get back on the recovery before heading home and starting back on the training. And I have to be really diligent about rolling out my calves in particular. I tend to get super tight there, especially when I'm running, and I'm trying to do a significant amount of running this training block. I think that's where I've been kind of having the least amount of training, and that's where it's shown up in both my races. So got to keep the mileage trending up, and also that means making sure I'm doing my recovery. Decided to do a little bit of pull. I wanted to do some rows, nothing crazy, and it's kind of fun to look back on my form because I didn't do a whole lot of that back when I was lifting, but yeah, I wanted to just do a quick lift here. So I just did a quick lift. I want to incorporate that back into my training. I dropped the ball on that really in 2024. I really only focused on cycling and running and a little bit of mobility, but nothing really with core strength or working on cross training, which I think is super, super important. And I really noticed a difference now from the past 2 years because all I did was lift and cross training and core strength, and I was in a great shape there. I just didn't have the aerobic capacity that I've built up over the past year. So now I want to kind of combine them both of those areas, and I think that will really elevate my performance to the next level. So I got some big goals for 2025's Ironman 70.3s. I'm hoping to make World Championships, which will be in Spain in November. So that's my number one goal, and I'm going to kind of document my journey and my training on my way to get there.